Alright, before we get started in this video, I just want to go ahead and give a quick PSA that this may be a trigger warning to some of the people out there, especially the Wuthering Waves community, because in this video we are going to be discussing about Wuthering Waves and Zenless Zone Zero, so all I will ask for is please try to keep an open mind throughout this entire video. So thank you, and let's get rolling. What's up, proxies? I'm FOXSOL, and welcome to another video on the channel. Hope you enjoy. It's been about a month now that I've been playing Zenless Zone Zero. I played it pretty much first starting last year a little bit, but I stopped because I was more enveloped with Wuthering Waves during the middle of the drama segments of everything that St. Tonus was doing. I came back playing Z.Z.Z because I wanted to derive my own opinion from about the miasma shield, the HP inflation, and since that time period, I have been enjoying the hell out of Zenless Zone Zero. And this video here is going to be more of a 1 month review of what do I feel about Zenless Zone Zero. Short answer for anyone who, time is precious to you. You want to finish your gotchas real quick. Well, I like it. I love it. And I'm not going back. Like, simple, plain, done. There you go. I respect your time. Have a good one. Catch you in the next video. For those out there who are, wanting a little bit more detail, this part's for you. First and foremost, just to paint a little bit of a picture for you before we continue onwards, and this is for newer people who might see this video. I would like you to understand that I have played a game called Wuthering Waves since the first day it launched, all the way to 2.1. I came back for a little while for 2.3 during the shitty anniversary it had, and I dabbled a little bit in 2.4, and pretty much I haven't touched it since. Now, this video, I am going to compare some things between Z.Z.Z and Wuthering Waves in order to basically give you more of an in-depth feeling that I have about why I'm liking Z.Z.Z more than a gacha game like Wuthering Waves. So bear in mind, this isn't a hate video to woo-wah, but if you want to consider it, by all means, I can't change your mind. But this is a video that I'm just going to say, this is for those out there that pretty much want to understand my thoughts of just why I've changed my content. So let's get started. Zenless Zone Zero. The best way I could describe this game for you after a month of playing it is that this is not an action RPG. This is not a hack and slash. This game in general, I will say right now, does lack content compared to other gachas, pretty much the other gachas in the world, especially like Genshin, Honkai Star Rail, or even Wuthering Waves. It does lack content to a major degree. Okay? I'm not going to deny that. Where Z.Z.Z very much excels at, though, is that it is a game that excels at delivering a very intense, high adrenaline rush combat system that pretty much is low-key based on fighting game mechanics. Whether you want to believe that or not, that's up to you. But as a person who used to play fighting games like Tekken, Guilty Gear, Street Fighter, I do see and I do feel pretty much several different aspects of Z.Z.Z related into resource management, matchup knowledge, general understanding of bread and butter combos, different things that would be incorporated in a fighting game. Now, with that being stated, just for that one person who's going to be in the comment section, let me explain something to you. Yes, there is no PvP. Yes, there is no competition in this. I understand a lot of different elements of fighting games are not in this. Z.Z.Z is not a fighting game. The way I look at Z.Z.Z, it is a beat 'em up style genre that has fighting game mechanics that really together work very well. When it comes to a game like Wuthering Waves' combat system, Wuthering Waves' combat system is a game that is designed pretty much for newcomers, for veteran players to easily access a system that is very simple to understand, that is based on rotations and based on bursting down an enemy and destroying, whether it's a tactical hologram boss, the tower adversity, whimpering waste, whatever enemy you're facing, as fast as you possibly can. Z.Z.Z's combat system, when it comes down to enemies, when it comes down to bosses in general, is based more on the idea of learning how to optimally play to get a better score, to get a better timing, that you're not there to try to burst down the boss. You're there to try to organize your play style in order to better handle this matchup that you're going against and better optimize basically what you're doing to get a better feel for the match. It's a more, dare I say, it's more like in Z.Z.Z, you're more committed to whatever action you are going to push. So what I get by this is that unlike Wuthering Waves, Z.Z.Z throws you into, let's say, any boss you want to choose. Now, instead of bursting that boss down like in Wuthering Waves and destroying it and killing it in 14 seconds, 20 seconds, or under a minute, Z.Z.Z's bosses in particular have gimmicks. They have mechanics behind them that you're going to end up having to play against. That no matter which way, shape, form, you're not going to go in there and just straight up burst this boss down until it's dead. You're coming in, and sooner or later, you fight against something like Pompey. He's going to end up stopping what he's doing. He's going to spin around in a circle, and he's invulnerable. You're going to have to deal with some of the bosses where you have to impair them in order to rack up the daze meter to stun them faster. You have to play against the miasma shield because at that point in time, they're not getting their daze meters growing, but they have a whole entire shield that's preventing them from getting stunned until you deplete it. The devs have, in Z.Z.Z, when it comes to combat, enforced you to be committed to the actions that you are trying to perform. What I get by this, and as an example, is that a lot of people are going to recognize that, oh, red light on an enemy means dodge. Yellow light on an enemy means parry. But it doesn't necessarily mean to dodge or to parry, pretty much. What's happening is that the Z.Z.Z team is providing you, the devs, a quiz. Here is the question. How do you answer it? Do you parry? Do you dodge counter? Do you use an EX skill, which is going to cost resource meter, as well as your dodge is going to cost resource meter? What is it that you're going to do here that pretty much going to make this answer? In some cases, a lot of players who play endgame, I've seen it in videos and I've talked about this, they'll go in, just like I did when I first played Z.Z.Z, they're going to use up all of their parry meter, switching characters, boom, 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 every time they see a yellow light. They're out of resource. They got a red light now. Now they got to dodge. You just wasted all your resources, and the only way to fill it up is chain attack or ultimate. And you, let's just say their stun meter is at 50%. There, and your ult's not even fully built, you're still at 1/3 process of building your ult, you're pretty much now stopped from using any kind of parry meter anymore. Now you can't parry. Oh, well, you know, I have EX skills. If you use up all the meter that you built, you got your meter built at 75%. It costs us 25% to use your EX. You used it 3 times. Oh, well, guess what? You can't do another EX skill until you build up that meter at least to 25%. In a game like Wuthering Waves, you don't have these kind of fundamentals that you need to learn to play in. In Wuthering Waves, it's more casualized. It is based on the idea to where, hey, look, I'm building up meter, but as soon as I build it up, I'm able to go ahead and use it, and typically it doesn't take long to build up. As long as I'm attacking the enemy, as long as I'm dodging the enemy, it's going to build up that meter relatively fast. There is no consequence if I blow all my things. You know, there's no consequence if I blow my healing. There's no consequence if I blow all my EX skills, my echo skills, my alts. If anything, the game encourages you from the moment, especially now, since like with tactical hologram bosses, you start with everything max. It encourages you to build up everything and blow it immediately as you have it, and then switch between characters. The thing that I see primarily when it comes into a game like Wuthering Waves versus Z.Z.Z, and this is something that just dawned on me the other day, is Wuthering Waves is a great game that has a lot of content, but it doesn't excel in anything in particular. It's got great exploration, it's got a decent challenge in some cases, and it's got great combat, but not any particular element of this is actually something that identifies Wuthering Waves to be that's Wuthering Waves. Really, the complete difference between Wuthering Waves and Genshin is that I feel that Wuthering Waves has better momentum. Its world does feel a little bit more alive, and it's a little bit prettier than Genshin. Otherwise, there's not much of a difference. And that is just from observing and from me spending 19 hours back in 2020 playing Genshin, and just, I don't know how Genshin 5.0 is, but I know how Genshin was when I first tried it out. I still don't see a full identity that has been created with Wuthering Waves. And this is something that I've nitpicked throughout the last year about, is that all it is just a really, really good interpretation of Genshin Impact, and does its best to pretty much take a lot of the core material that Genshin had that a lot of people probably didn't like, and simplify it so that way the most casual player can come in and understand it and get through it with really no hassle. A game like Zenless Zone Zero does not excel much in exploration, because there's really not exploration in it. When it comes to content in general, like events and such, I'm going to be completely honest, there's lack of content here. But it excels in combat. It really excels in its mechanics of how to portray a fight. And along with that, along with that narrative, Zenless Zone Zero is a game that its content is replayability. Whereas in Wuthering Waves, I don't feel like I get rewarded to keep replaying against the same tactical hologram bosses, killing them in 5 minutes and killing them in less than 15 seconds, 20 seconds, even a minute. In Z.Z.Z, I feel more of a reward learning more optimization with my characters, changing different team members out, and playing to the strengths of different teams. Learning how to play a team with 2 stunners is really fucking amazing. You know, it's a different feeling because the replayability is progression. And I can see that with Z.Z.Z. Again, I do think Wuthering Waves is a great game. I just don't think that it incorporates an identity that excels really much more than what it's at right now. This is like my thought pattern with 2.4. Everybody said, oh, take a look at 2.4. 2.4 is amazing and everything else. It lived to my expectations, but it didn't blow me away. Z.Z.Z 2.0, the story was kind of mid, but the characters they introduced, the new different strengths that it's added with different combo possibilities, the Ellen Joe buff, these are things that are replayable. The miasma shield and things, this kind of blew me away. And I know not everyone's going to feel like this, and this is another thing that I will say, is that I don't think Z.Z.Z is for everyone either. I think Z.Z.Z is a niche game that, in all honesty, is a good thing. It's not a game that I would fully recommend to every single person out there. I would say if you like beat 'em ups, you like fighting games, you in general like adrenaline rushing combat, then I think that, you know, Z.Z.Z might be more in your area to take a look at. Do I fully recommend it to someone who maybe spent a lot of time playing Genshin Impact or Wuthering Waves? Not really. I think you're going to be more encompassed to play more of an open world game than anything else. We can go on more and more about this. I could tell you, you know, my feelings about the story and such, but I think I'll save that for another day. This right here, what I just want to piece together is that I really do think that Zenless Zone Zero, after a month of playing it, after a month of experiencing it, is the game that I really am liking the most. It provides a different feeling to me, maybe not to you, but to me it does. And as a rewarding state of understanding that with my actions that I provide, especially in combat, that there is consequences to my actions, that there is reward, there's risk and reward to my actions. And that's something I really do like about Z.Z.Z. So I'll leave it with that right now. You guys go ahead and tell me down in the comment section below whether or not you agree, you disagree, what is your thought pattern about everything. And yeah, until next time, keep it classy, keep it jazzy, and I will catch you on the flip side. Peace.